Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory be forever.
Today's gospel about Christ's encounter with the demon and the gathering swine. In the epistle, St. Paul writes, "It's not me who lives, it's Christ who lives within me." With this poor man who was demon-possessed was quite the opposite. It was not he who lives, but the demons who tormented within him and made his life miserable. He could not be bound by chains or shackles. He did not stay clothed. He acted as a madman, and he did not sleep in a shelter or a hut or a home, but rather in the empty tombs. And when he encountered Christ, the demons first spoke and said, "Get away. What have you got to do with us? Get away." And the demons were so many that they were called legion. And I think a Roman legion is about 1,000 people, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. I don't know. But anyhow, Christ, by the spoken word, drove the demons out of that poor man into what? A herd of swine. Now one wonders, why are swine being herded in a place full of Jews? Well, an army travels on its stomach, and Judea at the time was heavily occupied by Romans, and so the Jewish inhabitants of Gadara decided they're going to make a buck by herding swine, butchering them, and selling the meat to the Romans. And that's how the swine played it. And this frightened the swine herds to the point where they ran away and asked Jesus to leave them because they couldn't comprehend what was going on. But the man was brought to his senses, clothed, and sat at Jesus' feet. And he wanted to follow Christ, but Christ said, "No, go and be a testament for what has just happened. Show the people what has just happened." So in this lesson we learn first and foremost the power of evil. It can be very, very overpowering, almost that we have no control, but we do have control. Because the power of evil is never greater than the power of Christ, even his spoken word. Very often we are tempted inside to do things, to neglect things. Sometimes things cross our minds that are abhorrent to say, "What am I thinking?" This is demonic activity within ourselves. And we shake it through the simple sign of the cross, or Christ's spoken word. Evil does exist, and evil is real, but evil is not greater than Christ and goodness and salvation. And we have a tendency to give Satan more power than he deserves, when all we have to do is come back to Christ, and Satan will be crushed. So, in the long run, it will be not us who live, but Christ who lives within us, as St. Paul said. Amen. Glory be to Jesus Christ.
Glory be forever.
That's several announcements. Parish annual meeting will be in 2 weeks on the 16th. Most of the reports are available for your review at the back desk. Please check them out so we can do things in an expeditious manner at the meeting. Eternal Lights were offered today by Stephen and Ellen Estrup in memory of their grandparents, Maria and Stephen Prestiasny. Upcoming services. Next Sunday, November 9th, is the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost. Divine Liturgy of St. John Chrysostom will be at 10 a.m. Please join us in the back for food and fellowship after veneration of the Holy Cross. I have to call, apparently the furnace is not working. It's blowing, but it's not blowing hot air, so I'm going to have that looked at this week. I would like for somebody to do something